Well, this time last week we were talking about snow in the southern plains. This week, a little bit more warm air available, a lot more moisture, and that means we see the return to some strong storms. AccuWeather.com meteorologist Heather Waldman in the Severe Weather Center. Start off with a look at the infrared satellite imagery. You can see already some storms popping up around central Oklahoma. No severe thunderstorm watches or warnings as of yet. That'll get going as we head through this afternoon, but notice the general flow up out of the south. Good indicator that there's a lot of moisture down at the surface, thus the air pretty unstable, and we're going to see these storms fire up from the Brownsville area this afternoon all the way up towards New Orleans and just to the south of the Dallas area as well, although a couple of showers and storms will be making it into northeast Texas as well. The setup for today shows a pocket of cold air high up in the atmosphere, but again, warm, moist air coming off the western Gulf. When you get those two layers of air mixing together, again, very unstable with cold air high up in the atmosphere. That, of course, leaves the potential for some hail. I think that's most likely here right along the Rio Grande Valley into southern Texas, Brownsville especially. But there isn't a non-zero threat for tornadoes for today. So again, can't rule out a tornado or two as we head through this afternoon. Most of the severe weather going to be across eastern Texas, but some showers will continue to spread northward as warm air continues to surge into the area. Now, of course, that'll mean a warm up coming for the eastern U.S. Talk more about that in a moment. But again, here's our highlighted highest risk area. That includes Houston, Austin, just north of the Brownsville area. Coastal areas under the biggest threat for seeing a tornado. That's where the air tends to be most unstable. You get what we call baroclinicity, a big difference between moisture and a big difference between temperature over a small area that allows for more rotation with some of these storms. So again, coastal areas in particular under the threat for these tornadoes, but the biggest threat is going to be the hail, the damaging winds, and the heavy rain all the way back into the New Orleans area. Now as we head into the day on Sunday, this area of low pressure moves eastward. Winds stay out of the south for the central and eastern Gulf, and that's going to spread the threat from the New Orleans area into Charleston, all the way down the Florida Panhandle as well, just north of the Orlando area, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a strong thunderstorm or two around the theme park Sunday afternoon, so be sure to stay alert. Here's what the National Weather Service has for Sunday as far as their severe weather outlook. There is an enhanced risk. Remember, this is their new guidelines for severe thunderstorms. This is a 30% risk for including both New Orleans into Mobile and parts of the Florida Panhandle as well. That's the highest risk for severe weather, but notice the slight risk extends all the way up to the Carolina coastline, so this is a more widespread area of severe weather than what we're looking at for the day on Saturday. Now again, out ahead of this system, a major warm-up. Of course, you get the southerly flow drawing all the moisture up and out of the Gulf. That means a lot of warm air able to move up into the eastern U.S. after what seems like days, even weeks of bitter chill. We're finally going to get a little bit of warm up. Some of us even looking at near record highs heading into the day on Monday. I know I walked outside this morning, bright and sunny, no wind. Looked at the car thermometer, it was 18 degrees. Well, that's not going to be happening here over the next couple of days. Warming will continue. But of course, that leads the threat for flooding, especially in areas that have seen so much snow over the last week or so, about 7 feet in some places around the Buffalo area. With a rapid warm-up and with rain on the way coming up out of the south, that's going to lead to a serious threat for flooding. So keep the drains clear and be sure to shovel off your roofs, as the snow going to act like a sponge and soak up all of the water, making it a lot heavier, and therein lies the danger for that. But you head away from where the snow is. It's going to be feeling pretty pleasant here for a couple of days. A lot of places reaching for the 70s. So be sure to keep checking back with us here at AccuWeather.com. We'll continue to update our hourly weather watches concerning the severe weather. We'll continue to show you the latest